Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me at the table. I'm Thomas Dotterweich, and this week I come to you with a special episode about our pilgrimage to the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion in Champion, Wisconsin. This August 12th through 18th, we will be traveling from Great Falls and Billings to the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion with Bishop Fleming as our spiritual director. We only have a few spots left, and so I thought I'd come and share with you some of the details and encourage you to join us as we make this pilgrimage. You may have already seen advertisements in the Harvest or our Facebook page. Maybe even you've seen posters in the back of your parish. But as I said, spots are filling up very quickly, and so I want to give you some details to maybe help push you over the line and make you want to register for our trip. On the first day of our trip, we will depart early in the morning here from Great Falls, and then we will pick up about mid-morning in Billings, and then push on from there to Richardton, North Dakota. In Richardton, North Dakota is Assumption Abbey, which is a Benedictine community of men which has been there for over a century. We will join this community for what is called Vespers, also known as evening prayer. On the next day of our trip, we will journey to Jamestown, North Dakota, where we will have the opportunity to celebrate Mass and tour the Basilica of St. James. It's a minor basilica of the church, and we'll learn a little bit more about basilicas and how it is that we ended up with one there in North Dakota. After our tour and time there at the Basilica, we will move on to Monticello, Minnesota, where we will spend the night. And then on Monday, the 14th, I'm really excited about that day because it's a day where we explore different traditions within the Catholic Church. Many of us are only familiar with the Latin Rite, what we experience on a normal every Sunday or even weekday, and there is so much more to the Church than just the Latin Rite. Even though we are the largest, there are over 20 other rites within the Catholic Church that are in communion with us. And so that morning, on the morning of the 14th, we are going to celebrate Sacred Liturgy at St. Constantine Ukrainian Catholic Church in downtown Minneapolis. It's a community of Eastern Rite Catholics that are in full communion with Rome and with the Western Church. And so we're going to learn about the different rites, some of the different rites, and what it is that makes us different, and yet we remain unified in Christ's church. That afternoon, we move on to the Oratory of St. Mary's in Wausau, Wisconsin, which is a parish community or a church community that is operated by the Institute of Christ the King, which is a Latin Rite or Western church community of priests that observe the traditional Latin Mass. And so we'll hear about the beauty of those organizations that still hold on to our traditions and yet remain in communion with Rome. That evening we'll push on to Green Bay and spend the night there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And then on Tuesday the 15th, the Solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, we will head to the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion. The National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion marks the spot of the only approved Marian apparition in the United States. Too often we think of apparition sites and think we need to go to Europe or Mexico even, and yet we are blessed since 2010 to have one here in the United States. Bishop David Ricken of the Diocese of Green Bay investigated a apparition or reported apparition that occurred in the mid-1800s. And after a thorough investigation, he has deemed the apparition worthy of belief, which is the highest approval, if you will, of such an apparition that a local bishop can give. The day will be filled with Mass, many devotionals such as the Divine Mercy Chaplet, opportunities for confession and fellowship. We'll take our lunch there, and it's just going to be a day full of being connected to the larger church and being at this holy site where Mary appeared, where heaven met earth in a very special way. That evening, we'll return to our hotel in Green Bay where we had stayed the night before and have a nice, relaxing evening. And then on Wednesday, the 16th, we traveled to the National Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe in La Crosse, Wisconsin. This shrine has multiple sites throughout it, or little shrines or devotional areas. We'll have a number of hours to be able to spend exploring the shrine, and we are blessed to be able to celebrate Mass at the main altar at the shrine that day as well. After our time at the National Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe, we will head to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where we'll spend the night. Then on Thursday, the 17th, we start our day just down the road from Sioux Falls in Alexandria, South Dakota, where there is the Family Fatima Shrine. It's another location that has multiple little sites within it. We will celebrate Mass there and have some time to explore those multiple little shrines at the site. And then we will push on from there for a little bit of a relax or down afternoon in Wall, South Dakota, where we will spend time at the world famous Wall Drug. We'll take lunch there. We'll have time just to stretch our legs and be off the bus for a couple of hours and spend time with our fellow travelers. We will spend the night then on Thursday night in Gillette, Wyoming, where we'll have a nice meal to celebrate our last night together on this pilgrimage. And then on Friday the 18th, we have our final celebration of Mass at the Mission of Our Lady of Loretto in Lodge Grass, Montana, right here back in our own diocese on the Crow Reservation. This is done on purpose because while we journey to these grandiose sites and think of these faraway places, the faith is the same right here in even our rural communities in eastern Montana. And so it's very exciting that we come full circle where we journey out and away to the grandiose site of Our Lady of Champion, and yet we end at one of our own missions right here in the Diocese of Great Falls-Billings. We will disembark in Billings about midday that day and late afternoon or early evening in Great Falls then on Friday and be done with our pilgrimage. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I hope that you are as excited as I am for this opportunity. I'm sharing this week because our prices for the trip are going to increase in the middle of July, and so I want to give you an opportunity to still register for those few remaining spots while the price is low. Right now, for double occupancy rooms, it's only $945 for this 6-night, 7-day trip. That registration fee covers 2 meals a day, your breakfast every day at a hotel, and then either your lunch or your supper. Some days we cover all 3 meals because of just how the day flows and some other opportunities that have been presented to us. It covers all of your bus transportation and any kind of fees or suggested donations that might be at the different holy sites that we're going to stop at. We also have an option for single occupants. There's a limited number of those at the price of $1,299, so $1,299 currently. That price is going to take a substantial jump because we are running out of space. So if you're interested in one of those spaces, I'd really suggest that you get that reservation in pretty quickly. Pilgrimages have been part of the faith journey of humankind for millennia. We see pilgrimages in sacred scriptures. We see Jesus going away to desert places to pray and just remove himself from the daily cares. And this is a wonderful opportunity for you to participate in one. And I hope that you'll take this opportunity, join your fellow Montanans as we journey to the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion. If you've got any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me here at the Chancery, either via phone or email, and I'll get any questions answered that you might have about this wonderful opportunity.